I'm Stephen Wilson, and this is Peacock Pulse. Welcome into another edition of Peacock Pulse. On this week's episode, we will break down the UIU wrestling team's trip to Minot State and U-Mary. We will also talk to Carl Broghammer about his chase for the UIU all-time wins mark, and we will speak with NSIC Wrestler of the Week, Dalton Westerlund. But first, let's get to our conversation with Head Coach Heath Grimm. We're joined now by Head Wrestling Coach Heath Grimm. Coach, thanks for joining us real quick, and let's talk a little about the season so far. You're in great position in the Northern Sun, but you have two tough conference matchups this weekend in Minot State and U-Mary. How do you handle those opponents?
Yeah, one match at a time. That's kind of been our approach year in, year out, match by match. So, you know, really logistically, there's a challenge there getting all the way up to Minot. Obviously, we're going to piggyback off that duel and wrestle Mary on the same trip. That's going to be on Saturday and Sunday. And then we get back for a hotly contested duel on Friday versus Mankato here at home. So, you know, how do we get ready for it? Like we have all year, day by day. We don't put the cart in front of the horse. It's really, you know, each and every workout we're trying to improve.
And you talk about day by day, and Carl Broghammer is one wrestler who comes to practice ready to go every single time, and he seems like he's the first one here, last one to leave. How would you sum up his season so far this year?
Intense. You know, that's the way Carl goes about business. One workout at a time, one opponent at a time. He doesn't get too far ahead of himself. He knows some great things are lying ahead of him, but he's extremely intense and extremely focused.
Carl, over his 4 years here, he's a redshirt senior now this year, but over his 4 years, he's racked up 130 wins. He's right on that verge of breaking the all-time wins mark here at Upper Iowa. What would that mean for this program?
Well, I think it'd be neat to have a Division II student-athlete break the all-time win record. You know, back in the day, Upper Iowa was an NAI institution, a long-time Division III institution, and that was the former career wins holder Cliff Thompson, a three-time All-American Division III wrestler. I actually had the privilege to coach him for a year and actually had him coach with me for a little while. Also, ironically, at 197 pounds. Now in the D2 era, I actually think it's just even a little more of a punch when you can rack up 136 plus wins at this level.
And then looking ahead at some of the other wrestlers this year, obviously Edwin Cooper's come in and done well, earned a NSIC Wrestler of the Week award or two of them. And then just last week, Dalton Westerlund earning the NSIC Wrestler of the Week. Talk about some of the newcomers for this team.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of newcomers. This is kind of a youth movement going on this year. However, you know, like you said, you mentioned Carl Broghammer, Edwin Cooper, Blake Sorensen, who was an NCAA runner-up, a guy like Jordan Rinken, who's qualified for the NCAA championships. Those guys are all still in the room, but we have 4 redshirt freshmen in the lineup right now, currently. Dalton is definitely one of those guys. Any one of those 4 are pretty impressive to talk about. Logan Hopp, Colby Vance, you know, Dalton Westerlund. Those guys, Jordan Rotes, has been kind of towing the line all year long, and you know, we're expecting big things from him here come February.
And we talked off the record about Logan Hopp and his expectations this season coming in as sort of an unknown, but you saw one match in particular of him where he was just greatly underappreciated, came out and really did a number to the opponent. Walk me through that story one more time if you can remember it.
Well, I think that's happened a little bit. You know, Logan's stature isn't your real traditional 6'4", 285-pound frame that you see a lot of these guys at Division II level. Tall, rangy. Logan's a little more compact, a little more explosive. He's really kind of come into his own. But I think one of the matches you're talking about is we're out at Reno, Tournament of Champions. You know, we're wrestling a Division I institution. Actually wrestled a few of those out there, but I could kind of feel like maybe we weren't being respected like we should have. And it didn't take long for Logan to hit a takedown, a real smooth takedown on a big guy, put him on his back and pin him, and quickly see the other opposing corner change their tone.
Coach, thank you and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
We're joined by this week's NSIC Wrestler of the Week, Dalton Westerlund. And Dalton, thanks for joining us. Let's look back at this last year and being able to be a redshirt last year and the progression that you've made, taking that into this year. How has that helped you?
Last year I had partners like Carl Broghammer and Wade Gobin. I was at 174 last year, cut down to 65. Now I'm working out with people like Blake Sorensen, who was a national runner-up, and they just make me stronger and better.
And then looking back to last week, you were able to earn the NSIC Wrestler of the Week award with a 2-0 record. How were you able to do that?
I just kept my mind straight a whole week. I had good practices and went out there and wrestled my match.
And then looking ahead towards the rest of this year, what kind of goals have you set for yourself this season?
I'm looking to be a national champion, obviously. I have a lot to do, a lot to work on in order to accomplish that. So,
thank you and good luck this year. We're joined by senior wrestler Carl Broghammer. Carl, thanks for joining us. Let's look back to this season so far. You've compiled a great record. You're at 130 wins already in your career. What has this year meant to you?
It's kind of really important to me. It's my senior year, and I kind of want to go out with a bang. You know, obviously, I really want to win that national title this year. And I've been close twice, and you know, it's my last go around. I want to do it right.
And then talking about the win record, you're 6 away from tying Cliff Thompson's record here at Upper Iowa, and you're 7 away from surpassing it. You could get that this season. What would that mean to you?
It would mean quite a bit to me. But I mean, like I said, my main goal is to win that national title, and that little career win, all-time career win, will be a little bit icing on the cake. You know, keep my name in the history books.
What are some of your other goals this season?
Other goals would be to basically just wrestle my style. You know, go out there and dominate every guy I wrestle, and you know, not give them any space. You know, I like to go out and pin guys, and obviously every time I go on that mat, I want to pin my opponent. So it's kind of my goal each match is to pin my guy. So
last year you were the most dominant wrestler. You won that award after the season, and you talked about pinning opponents. What would that mean to you to win it again?
It would mean a lot, but like I said, it would mean more to me to win my national title, and that's kind of more I'm going for, and everything else is more icing on the cake.
Great. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. That'll do it for this week's episode of Peacock Pulse. Be sure to like us on Facebook and find us on Twitter by searching for the handle @UIU Peacocks. For everyone here at Upper Iowa Athletics, I'm Stephen Wilson saying thanks for watching.